So that hour tore him up. Oh, time. It's a human-made construct. All righty. So return to your seats and your focus back to me. And so I know I unleashed you all, but if we can get you to come back together and just take a moment to take in the exchange that we just had, which is an opportunity to remind ourselves of what it's like to consciously put into play our ability to make a choice, to make a decision in life, to choose to redirect the energy that is us. The energy that is us is the energy of the divine. In our philosophy, faith, and way of life known as the science of mind, we are taught and we believe that there's only one thing that's ever happening in the universe. That's the energy and the power of the thing itself, Ernest Holmes calls it. That thing itself is oftentimes referred to in other words such as God, source, the whistle, the life, right? There's all kinds of names, but it doesn't change, using the name that we call it, change its innate nature. Its innate nature is to be pervasive and infinite and expresses itself in all of its totality by means of you and by means of me, because it's a mental energy. And we process it, experience it, and express it through our own thoughts, beliefs, and actions and reactions and interactions with the thing itself, because we live in a universe that is governed by spiritual law. And what that means is that it responds to us by providing a corresponding experience. And so the little experiment and play that we just did of sitting there with a little tension in the room and then getting up and saying hello to everybody and changing that energy and sitting back down and feeling the difference in the energy as a result of our exchange is an example of the way the universe works. And so I share that with all of you to remind ourselves that as life is unfolding, and it continues to unfold day by day, thought by thought, moment by moment, to remember that we have within us this power to change our thinking and therefore change our life, because the power itself is always there responding to us no matter what. And we get to decide in those moments whether we want to declare it good, bad, or just simply divine. Right? So, as we always do, we're going to move now into our service through our ritual called Calling in the Light. For me personally, I've really used this ritual or the tenets of this ritual a lot in my life. If I'm walking, out walking my dog or having a moment and trying to remember in that moment that I am divine, sometimes I simply sing this song, or sometimes I remember the words that we use to invoke the energy of this song. Everyone, can I get a little, thank you. Get a little tinkle playing behind me. We've been using this ritual now here for 8 years, 9 years, something like that, a version of it. And I invite you this morning to feel the energy of it that's built upon the layers of all those times we've done it, while at the same time hearing these words anew. And we perform this ceremony, the ritual called Calling in the Light, to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The purpose of this ritual is to draw into our gathering this morning a more conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities that we possess as complete expressions of the divine. And so as I light this candle, another example, right? We do so as I call out the qualities that we believe in our teaching we are imbued with, for the quality of peace. In this way, we honor the inherent divine state of inner calm, regardless of any chaos unfolding around or within us. We also light it for the quality of power. The power that we acknowledge is the energy by which everything lives. Also for beauty, which is defined as a personal expression in which high spiritual qualities are made manifest. And for the quality of joy, that inner state that is the impetus of the emotion excited by the expectancy of good. We also light it for all forms of light, which is the symbol of universal intelligence. And we light it for life, which is defined as the animated principle of being, and for the quality of love, defined as the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself. And finally, the quality of wisdom, the intuitive nature of the divine, ready to express and expand itself through and as each one of us. And then we take all of that and pull it together and declare this light that we view here as the healing candle. And so I invite you to take a moment and think of anyone, which I invite you to make sure you include yourself, to put into the light of the healing flame so that all may experience the eternal and everlasting love of the divine. I'm going to read a spiritual mind treatment to you that I wrote quite some time ago and tweaked it for today. And then we'll sing the song. The infinite and unfailing power of the divine is working through and as me always. And when I say me, I reference that as each of us individually. The spiritual truth and my knowledge and acceptance of it ignites within me a firestorm of creativity. On this very day, and by my reading and affirming this affirmative prayer, I declare an expansion in my thinking. Therefore, the creative power of life must bring forth into my field of experience a reflection of my state of mind, and I am at peace. And I'm being beautiful. So I commit to tending to my mind in a loving and deliberate way. I consciously choose the highest ideas and beliefs and trust and know that the always reliable and impersonable creative principle of life provides through me a life that gets better and better and better. I banish all doubt, fear, and disbelief. And in this space, I immediately and intentionally place an aligned mind reflective of my inherent divine qualities of peace and power, beauty and joy, light and life and love and wisdom. So starting right now, I move forward with a faith in the principle of life, just as I have faith that the sun always stays in the sky, that the law of gravity always works, and that life continues to unfold as good. For my life is good. My life is blessed. My life is a divine idea unfolding, and so it is.
Please join us. Calling in the light, a calling in the light, a calling in the light of love, calling in the light, a calling in the light, a calling in the light of love. Repeat after us. I am love.
I am love.
I am peace.
I am peace.
In my heart.
In my heart.
I am free.
I am free.
I am spirit.
I am spirit.
I am soul.
I am soul.
All together.
All together.
We are whole.
We are whole. Calling in the light.
A calling in the light. A calling in the light of love. Calling in the light. A
And so it is. Ba-dum-bum, ching, ching. All right, so let's all now give a big hello to those that are live on YouTube and Zoom. They weren't able to connect to us earlier. I love being tended to. Thank you, Jamie Lula, my brother from a different mother. So anyway, let's say hello to everyone on YouTube and Zoom. Hi, you guys can't see us all, but we're happy to be joining you and have you joining us now. We were speaking a moment ago of how stuff shows up every now and then in life, and you got to learn how to roll with it, like my collar, right? I was unaware. Things go on, we don't know if our collar, whether our collar's popped or not, right? So now I'm popped and ready. So ready for some more music for the Fab Three? What do you guys have for us next?
God, you are so beautiful.
Thank you. That's true. Speak more truth.
That thing hanging out the back for the first 15 minutes, I'm just going, I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. I know none of you relate to that, but. God, you are so beautiful. 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 I can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Oh, if you feel like singing, God, you are so beautiful. 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 I can't wait to touch and feel your presence. Can't wait to touch and feel your presence. Can't wait to touch and hold your hand. Oh, oh, God, you are so beautiful. Come on. God, you are so beautiful. God, you are so beautiful. God, you are so beautiful. I can't wait to hear your voice. I can't wait to hear your voice. I can't wait to hear your voice in me. Oh God, I am smitten by this love I feel. Oh God, use me as a place where you are revealed. Oh God, I commit my life to live in peace. Oh God, I devote my life to live with amazing grace. God, you are so beautiful. 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 I owe everything I am to you. I owe everything I am to you. I owe everything I am to you. God, you are so beautiful. God, you are so beautiful. God, you are so beautiful. Here we go. God, you are so beautiful.
So as you were singing that beautiful, I'm assuming a Lula or Floyd Lula song? That's a Lula song. And beautiful harmony, gentlemen, a great, wonderful. With the quote of, yes. There's so many ways to take those lyrics. It's like, God, you are so beautiful, or God, you are so beautiful, or standing in the mirror, God, you so beautiful, right? All three true. And then look at the quote that's above here in the Bema. With you is the fountain of life. By your light do we see light, right? Reminding us of that which is within all of us. Yes. I want to begin this morning in my message. I'm going to read some today for us by starting with a poem by one of my favorite poets. And many of you are familiar with this young gentleman being one of my favorite poets by the name of Matty J. Stepanek. And Matty was a young man who suffered muscular dystrophy, and it was a huge physical challenge in his life. And yet he allowed himself to shine his light in the most mystical and magical and brilliant ways. I'm not sure at what age he wrote this poem, but he left Mother Earth at age 13. And it's titled The Gift of Color. And I think it frames exactly our message this morning and the theme that we're about to kick off for this month, or continue to kick off. And here are the words. It's titled The Gift of Color. Thank you for all the colors of the rainbow. Thank you for sharing these colors with all of the fish and all of the birds and all of the flowers that you've given us. And thank you for the colors of the heaven and the earth and the heaven in the sky. And for sharing these colors in the people of the world, you give us color as a gift, God, and I thank you for all of these beautiful colors and beautiful things and beautiful people. What special gifts you've given to us. I love that poem, and I love his wisdom, and I love the insight that he shares with us as both an instruction and an invitation to be thankful, for gratitude is not only transformative in its most mystical and magical sense, but it allows us to tune in to beauty in a new way and to see all that is before us as the beauty that it inherently is. Our theme for the month of March is Beauty is Happening Through Me, as an affirmation for each one of us to remember as one of the qualities of the divine that it is indeed happening through us. You guys know I love an acronym, and I was so prepared to create one for us this morning. And in my research for this morning, I came across one that I just love. And if Cheryl Cromwell is watching, Cheryl, you'll love this. It's just for you. Not really just for you, but it is for you. Here's the acronym, beauty. And then the question is, what does it really mean to be beautiful? What is beauty? B, being, E, everything, A, all the time, T, that is, you, unapologetically, why, you. Beauty, being everything all the time that is unapologetically you. Now that certainly has a twist in today's modern world of living authentically, right? And that is something that we all definitely should do. But how do we do that? I think the way to do that with the greatest strength and power is to do that by understanding that beauty is not necessarily something that is external. It's something that we already have within us. It goes on to tell us in this quote from The Quiet Whisperer by E.H. Kupak, is that true beauty comes from the center of your heart where love lives. Love, yes, as an emotion, but love, as defined by Dr. Ernest Holmes, as the self-givingness of spirit whose desire is to create more of itself out of itself, and the only way it can do that is through you and through me. Kupak goes on to say you can't help but be beautiful, when you live from that place. Beauty, that's what we're looking at this morning. And I want us to open our mind to realize and accept that beauty is not something for us to solely seek or observe or even experience, but to remember and choose to know that it's something that we're imbued with. It's something that is inherent within us. And it's a quality of life to be expressed, and then to remember and know that that which we express sets us up for that which we then shall experience. Why is that? Because we live in a universe that's governed by spiritual law, and that which we emit and give and share and shine must return to us in like form. We address it in the ritual called Calling in the Light, when we open it up by saying we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths and all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence which we call spirit. And then it goes on in this ritual to say the purpose of the ritual is to draw into our gathering, meaning draw into our individual minds that we share as collective mind, a more conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities that we possess as complete expressions of the divine, one of which is beauty, a personal expression in which high spiritual qualities are made manifest, that which we are innately given, that which we are imbued with. So now, with that framework of mind, I invite you to hear our theme anew. Beauty is happening through me. I invite you to say that with great power with me together. Ready? Beauty is happening through me. Now say it like I said it. 1, 2, 3. Beauty is happening through me. The question is, yeah, it feels different, right? When you add a little animation to it and a little shake of the hip. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Beauty is happening through me. The question is, do you believe that that's true? And are you willing to let today be the day that you choose and commit to believe it more and more and more and more and more and more and more? Because in so doing, we then magnify and manifest that which is a reflection of our beliefs in form. Just by practicing it the way that we did by saying, beauty is happening through me, everything changes. Right? Literally, everything changes. What just changed for us, all of a sudden you were all on your seat wondering, where is he going now, right? I love the energy of that because that then sets us up for an energetic exchange. An energetic exchange that is a reflection of our state of mind. And it's important to remember it's all about our state of mind, about the way that we think, about the way that we believe, and the way that we act and react and interact with the thing itself, because it's always there waiting to respond to us by providing a corresponding experience. The great teacher, Oprah Winfrey, tells us, you become what you believe. You are where you are today in your life based on everything you have believed. Now, the question that you get to ask yourself is, how does that feel? How does that little nugget of life feel? And if it doesn't feel good, then make a decision to rethink it and to let it be good. And then to start fresh and start anew, to say to yourself, beauty's happening through me right now as a quality of the divine and is making itself known to me, through me right now. And from this place in mind, I, the individual, am now willing to let this be true, and shift where I'm at on my journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual attraction. It's important for us to remember that at all times, the energy of attraction is unfolding. The energy of attraction is unfolding. Always. 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 Deepak Chopra tells us to know this. The energy of attraction, I love this writing. The energy of attraction is part of who you are. But which part? The answer lies deep within your awareness, where your true self lies. Now, there's such depth, pun intended, to this statement. The energy of attraction is part of who you are, but which part? The answer lies deep within your awareness where your true self lies. Remember earlier we talked about living your authentic self? That's the authentic self they're speaking of here. Your true self is more powerful than any aspect of who you are because it links a desire with the ability to manifest that desire. Beauty is happening through me. A fabulous desire, huh? Right? How do we link that? We link that by trusting that the beauty that we're desiring to express and experience is not something that we're wanting to pull from the outside in, but to know and affirm and believe that it is in the inside ready to come out, right? As a beautiful being, not like alien. It's ready to come out and make itself known, right? But to understand that there are gradations of our desires in life. He goes on to tell us we've all experienced the difference between a shallow and a deep desire. Wanting to catch the latest hit movie isn't the same as wanting to be a good person. Wanting a better car isn't the same as wanting to find lasting happiness. The secret of the true self is that the deeper your desire, the easier it is to manifest it. Take that in, because that's a huge spiritual nugget right there. The secret of the true self, in other words, accessing that true self, living from that true self, being that true self authentically, right, is that the deeper your desire, I'm going to give you an example of that, wanting to live life solely based on your expression of that which you are imbued with, which is peace, power, joy, light, life, love, wisdom, and beauty is happening through me, right? That's because, he goes on to say, the entire circle of desire, we call that the journey of manifestation, if you will. It's that which is thought, believed, law, manifestation, reaction to that, which is a thought, then belief, then the law, and then the experience. That's the entire circle of desire, he says, is inside of you. It's not something to acquire. It's something that's already there, as Dr. Walker used to say, waiting for us in its silent repose to be made manifest. And how does that happen? Through our intention and our willingness and our openness for that to happen, transpire through us. He goes on to tell us the dream that he's saying that is the deepest of our desires, right, begins in the same place where it comes true. Thank you, Deepak, right? Great, right? But what the heck does that mean for all of us? Well, I think it means this, which is a part of this teaching that I remember the first time I heard it and understood it, and it's continuing to evolve through me as I know it is for you, is so rich, and it's this: what you seek is seeking you. Now think about that for a moment. The implication of that is what you seek is seeking you. And if we were to look at it through the lens of it as a manifestation or a demonstration or an experience, then it's important to understand how that experience comes to be. It comes to be as a result of everything in our life is a reflection of our beliefs. Therefore, where are we to focus our energy? Not on that which we seek in the outer world, but that which we seek to be from the inner world. In other words, tuning in peace, power, beauty, joy, light, life, love, and wisdom within us, and then being that, expressing that, radiating that, vibrating that, exhaling, because girl, that was a lot, right? Then taking a deep breath and opening up to it coming back in. Now that which I just shared, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between and beyond, is being consciously and purposefully awake on the journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. It's about tuning in to having a new perspective on a spiritual awakening. The new perspective for me from what we've covered today is remembering that the circle of desire, which is that which is most innate to me, the individual, not just me, Keith Cox, the individualized expression of the divine, right, is already within me, churning itself up, and that which is churning itself up is longing to express itself in all of its magnificence and glory. Now, how did we experience it as magnificence and glory earlier? Travis was our magnificence and glory earlier, right? Is he still that? Yes. Is he more than he was before? Yes, because we've radiated more on him. Therefore, more is radiating from him because we're giving it. Therefore, he's receiving it and reflecting it back to us. So therefore, the room is now more magnificence and glory, right? Which is a good thing. Just had a spiritual awakening on that. And that's all being done within, even though it appears as it's being done in the outer. Because it all is within. Now that can be a really heady idea, but we are the teaching of the science of mind, right? So it can be heady. But what I want it to do for all of us is to remind us, what is it that we're seeking? What is it that we're desiring? In other words, how do we want our life to be different? Back into the foundation of this teaching, change your thinking, change your life. Beauty is happening through me. Now, Dr. David Hawkins, one of my great points of reference in this philosophy, faith, and way of life, lets us know if we look at the map of consciousness, and I've shared that with a lot of you before, but I want to remind you that it's a study of a vibrational frequency that the sentient beings of life radiate. He's assigned them qualities, lowest frequencies being a state of weakness or letting outside forces be the force by which we live life. Higher frequencies meaning living from that circle of desire within us, from power itself, and it's from a place of strength. 0 to 100 is living in a place of apathy, of guilt, of shame, of blame, despair, abdication, of disdainfulness, of hopelessness. Moving up into a place of courage and pride, whereas transformation begins to take place in the individual of not being a victim, but also not necessarily feeling like you're a victor, but owning your power and living from that place of power, moves you into a place of neutrality and ultimately into trust. We're going from 0 to 175, now 200 on the map of consciousness, moving into 350, moving up to 500, where we begin to live as the qualities of the divine as love, moving into joy, 540. 600 is peace. If joy and peace and love vibrate between 400 and 540, then it makes sense beauty would do the same, so that when we live from beauty, we're vibrating at a frequency that is transformative in its nature. He calls that living in a state of transfiguration. In other words, living in a state where the figuring of life that you're experiencing is changing because it's reflecting that which is changing internally. And that which we're choosing to believe that's changing internally is who we know ourselves to be to the best of our ability unabashedly, and then letting that radiate out of that, which then moves us up into a higher level of the map of consciousness, living in a state of bliss. Sounds like a good journey, huh? But it's important to remember that state of bliss is not a final destination. It's a checkpoint on the way of living life, moment by moment by moment, thought by thought by thought, action by action by action, and so on and so on and so on. Today, my invitation for all of us is to begin to look at beauty in a new way. To begin to look at beauty in a new way is not only of that which we are imbued with, but with the desire to express it in new ways, ultimately experiencing it in new ways, but most importantly, choosing to be it in a new way. I had to avail myself of the great resources that we have today to ask the question of AI, what is spiritual beauty? You want to hear the answer? What'd you say? Really, yes. AI, right? But I think we can look at AI as a good thing. It's not like AI as artificial intelligence. AI meaning I, baby. And what is I? I am beauty that is being made manifest through me right now. All right, so beauty as a spirit, you got beauty as a spiritual quality, refers to the idea that experiencing beauty, whether in nature, art, or even in another person's character, can evoke a sense of connection to something larger than oneself, often interpreted as a divine or spiritual presence, leading to feelings of awe, wonder, and a deeper sense of peace and harmony within oneself. The baby Jesus is calling Jamie, okay? He's wanting to reaffirm that beauty does express itself by means of Jamie Lula. Beauty as a spiritual quality refers to the idea that experiencing beauty, whether in nature, art, or even in another person's character, can evoke a sense of connection to something larger than oneself, often interpreted as a divine or spiritual presence, leading to feelings of awe, wonder, and a deeper sense of peace and harmony within oneself. It transcends physical appearance and signifies a deeper inner quality like goodness, love, or truth. Sounds like a good journey, huh? What it's reminding us is that this spiritual quality that we're imbued with is there, ready to be made manifest in more and more and more ways. But for that to happen, we must remember to use it as a verb, to be beauty. To remember that beauty is happening through us. And to remember that you are B-U-Y-O-U-T-T-E-E, full, F-U-L-L, beautiful. You are beautiful right now. And to commit to that. And to be open to awakening to it in a new way, remembering that the law of life is always, 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 always working. The great Wayne Dyer tells us this: as you awaken to your divine nature, you'll begin to appreciate beauty in everything you see, touch, and experience. And everything you see, you touch, and experience. I invite you right now to take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, begin to connect to that which you're seeing, that which you're touching, and that which you're experiencing as beauty. As beauty as a tangible experience. But beauty as a quality of that which you're imbued with. He goes on to tell us, seeing the beauty in everything. See it. See beauty in everything. You think that's possible? Think it's possible? Do you think it could be challenging? My week has been challenging for sure. I've had a sick little four-legged spiritual offspring. It's been taking a lot of work, and I learned how to give her an IV this week that I'm now doing once a day. I can assure you I never thought that would be possible for me. And yet, I also know, because I know what we teach here, that it's up to me to create the environment by which that transpires so it's filled with love and peace and beauty, right? And as one does that, then the opportunity for the outcome to be beautiful is way more present than if it was created in chaos and discord and disbelief. What Wayne Dyer and Oprah and Ernest Holmes and Keith Cox is all telling us all today is just as Wayne's saying here, make a choice to see the beauty in everything. And as we awaken to our divine nature, that beauty is always happening through me, then we'll begin to see it in everything that we see, touch, and experience. Why? because we're the vehicle by which it's making itself manifest in our life. So it makes sense if we're the vehicle by which it's being made manifest through us, we're also the vehicle by which we have the opportunity to experience it. And when we choose to experience it, reflecting that which it already is, in other words, seeing, experiencing, acknowledging, perceiving beauty that's present in our life that is a reflection of us being one with that which is causing it, then that reflection reflects that which it is, and that which it is reflects that which it is, and that's giving us the opportunity to tap into that deepest place within us where the circle of desire is to reflect our authenticity. And our authenticity, our authentic nature, is that just as we are perfect, and we are whole, and we are complete. So remember the spiritual mind treatment I did earlier when we lit the candle? Isn't our altar beautiful today? And that's another example of trusting, because when I arrived here today, I didn't have any flowers. I consciously didn't buy flowers at the grocery store today. And I said, the universe is going to provide. It did, didn't it, right? These were back here on a table. These have been up in our office for a while. And it all came together to be what? Beautiful. Came together to be what? Right, and beautiful is an outward expression of beauty, which is happening through me and the Buddha and the candle and the light, all a reflection of you. So I want to share the spiritual mind treatment in closing today, remembering that we've heard it earlier today, and tuning into the journey that we've all been on since we heard it before. I'm choosing to believe and affirm for all of us it's been a journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening, our vision statement for our community, and a reminder to each of us that in the 24 minutes or 26 minutes or 28 minutes since I started talking in this context, since last reading this, that what has been availed to us by being revealed through us is a spiritual truth that we all tune into. And we all tune into it differently. Why? Because we're all stamps of individuality that Spirit has placed upon itself. And so today we're all being called to remember that we're perfect, whole, and complete just as we are. That we are expressions and magnifying beings of beauty itself. That the law is always there working for us and through us, not in a punitive way, but also not in a rewarding way, but it just does it. And to use these words as an imprint on our soul, and trusting that when I say, and so it is, at the end of it, it has touched the deepest part of you where the inner circle of your desire is. And the minute we say, and so it is, it begins taking form in your world, and before you know it, it's going to show up. The infinite and unfailing power of the divine is working through and as me, and when I say me, I mean you, always. The spiritual truth and my knowledge and acceptance of it ignites within me a firestorm of creativity. On this very day, and by my reading and affirming this affirmative prayer, I declare an expansion in my thinking. Therefore, the creative power of life must bring forth into my field of experience a reflection of my state of mind, and I am at peace, and I'm being beautiful. I commit to tending to my mind in a loving and deliberate way. I consciously choose the highest ideas and beliefs and trust and know that the always reliable and impersonal creative principle of life provides through me a life that gets better and better and better. I banish all doubt, all fear, all disbelief. And in this open space, I immediately and intentionally place an aligned mind reflective of my inherent divine qualities, which include peace and power, joy and light and life and love and wisdom, and for certain, beauty. For it's happening through me. I move forward with a faith in the principle of life, just as I have faith that the sun stays in the sky, that the law of gravity works, and that life, my life, continues to unfold with ease. My life is good. My life is blessed. My life is a divine idea unfolding. This is my truth. And we say together, so it is. Thank you. Our musicians will come back. We welcome back Jason, Jamie, and Yaron.
Two, 1, 2. Oh, here we go. How are you doing this morning? So I think the topic for this week was with the word beautiful. And this is one of my favorite songs from a show called Gospel. It was added actually after the second run. And there's so much I hate to talk about. And there's a lot of beautiful things, but unfortunately there's a little bit or a lot of destruction in some parts of the world. So this song talks about the hope of building beautiful cities. Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, out of a night full struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One empathy ray, reaching for a day we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but we can build a city of men. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly but truly mending, brick by brick, heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but we can build a city of men. When your trust is all but shattered, when your faith is all but killed, you can give up better and better. You can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but finally a city of men, a city of men, a city of men.
fabulous. And you say that's from Godspell, right?
Yeah.
From 1971?
I think there's like the original cast album and it wasn't on it. I think he edited on the, something they revive it, so it was on the revival. And there's a great version by Hunter Parrish.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great version by you three, too.
Oh, thank you.
So fabulous. You have those moments, earlier this morning when you said it was from Godspell, I flashed back to being in my junior high school choral room, seeing something. It could have been an album with the insignia Godspell on it, right? So we all have those moments, right? So and what it provides for us is an opportunity to check in with just kind of what Oprah told us, is that everything that we're experiencing in life is a reflection of our beliefs. Not that that's something to look at punitively, just to give us a greater understanding of this teaching and the way that the power of our mind.
If I can say one thing, like, you all know that I'm from Israel, and like, the first reflex that you have is like revenge, like what if they, but like the ones who come down, like building is always better than revenge. So I'm trying to channel this year through music and inspiration through these type of songs.
Well, thank you for doing that. There are many in the room today who are going through challenges, and so everyone's decision to further and propagate good and healing and love all has an impact. And so I know that that's, I'm going to say this out loud, yes. I am convinced with every fiber of my being that is the purpose of this community right now. That because if you look at the room, we don't have 100 people in here, right? But those that are here because there's a calling from within to remember who we are as divine beings and how to use that power within us. I believe that's our purpose as a community right now, and it brings me great joy to be able to be in the role that I'm in for this, right? And as we navigate life right now. And yes, there's a lot of stuff that's coming at us individually as well as collectively in the world that seems to be the opposite of beauty, right? Would you guys agree with that? The opposite of beauty. The truth is that's always been the case. It's just in our face a little more right now. But the whole thing about this teaching is about remembering to the best of our ability to remember who we are as divine beings and how to use the power that we're imbued with. That's what it's all about. That's why I love our vision statement of supporting individuals finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. It's not the spiritual awakening, it's through a spiritual awakening, which happens and then you forget about it, right? And then it happens and then you remember and life is great, and then all of a sudden something happens and you forget about it again, right? And then you're like, well, what the hell, right? Like, oh, wait a second, I can step back. I can still experience what's going on, right? And I can remember who I am and choose to think differently. That's why I, for lack of a better term, harp so much for all of us on remembering the qualities of God. Because it's such a touchstone when it's hard to remember who we are, to remember, well, I'm peace, I'm power, I'm beauty, I'm joy, I'm life, I'm light, I'm love, I'm wisdom, right? That's who I am. Well, how can I think to reflect that? Well, I can remember that's who I am. That's the first step, right? And if I really believe that's within me, I'm not trying to acquire it to bring it in me. If I remember it's in me, then I can exhale and let it rise up and make itself known to me. So, I can go on for hours, as you know. So praise Jesus after he called you earlier, right? In praising Jesus, we're going to, in just a moment, invite Jesus to stand up and pass the basket, because I'm going to give you all the opportunity to support our community financially. As a community, we deeply appreciate and honor and acknowledge all the good that flows through us. The ways to do that, in addition to your physical presence here today, which is so warming to my heart, and I trust it's the same for each one of you, that your heart is enriched and warmed today as well. But we have the opportunity to provide financial support, because this is a business and it does cost money to do all this, and that is the nature of life, money, right? Your opportunities to do that is to go to our website, CSL-LA.org, and click on donate, or you can use the app in the App Store. That's how I did it this morning. It's a great way to do it. Go to the app, Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles, right on the home page. You see a little donate button, do that. Or as Jesus stands up and takes the basket, he's going to pass it around. You have the opportunity to do that as well. And he does that. Jason's going to sing a little ditty for us that he wasn't on his schedule. For you guys, the conscious giving that you guys do at Granada Hills for this. Do you mind doing that, Jason?
Yeah.
I always put him on the spot to do this.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
Thank you all for being here today. Just a reminder that you can access our weekly e-newsletter through our website, CSL-LA.org. I've already shared with you our app in the App Store. That's Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles. We're back online next Sunday morning. So Phil, I look forward to seeing you all there online. Wednesday mornings, we have our midweek morning meditation that takes place on Wednesday mornings at 8:30. It's a great way to connect and remember who you are through the act of meditation. It's usually quite timely as to what's going on in the world, as well as there's an email that goes out later that day that has a recording of it. You can access that as well. I believe you can access the prior ones on our Facebook page. I either have that correct, or our YouTube channel, both. You can connect to both of those. And our next in-person service, I believe, is Easter back here. So plan on being here and bringing friends. And so thank you for doing that. So as we close today, you guys have one last song, right?
Two.
You have two songs. Oh, great. We'll do one now.
Perfect.
You.
Peace on earth. Peace on earth.
No, do see
No, we'll
that
wait
as
for
a
that.
closing.
We'll do the other one you
All
have.
right. Yeah.
It's a Jason song, right?
Yeah.
How blessed are we, right?
When you're down in trouble and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Just close your eyes and think of me. And soon I will be there to brighten up, oh, even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and oh, wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend, where people can be so cold. They hurt you desert you. They take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. No, no. You just call on how my name. And you know wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. Yes, you 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 got a friend.
Child.
Church.
I got it tingling on my head. Just, I could listen to you play the piano all day long, by the way. Just
Me too.
that
Thanks,
alone.
guys. Thank you.
That alone, before you add the vocals and all of it. So, Jason, you're on. Jamie, thank you. Thank you for saying yes to today. Thank you for then letting all that out, letting yourselves be beautiful, and then shining and sharing that with us. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us play together.
You know, and these guys show up. They haven't rehearsed any of this. They just show up and kind of rehearse. They didn't even start rehearsing this morning because of some technical difficulties until about 10 till 10, right? Close to that, yeah. So, and then it does its thing. So thank you.
Thank you, Travis, for making those songs good.
I
too.
know,
you,
Travis. Big thank you to Travis.
He's getting a little bit too much
Travis's
attention.
day is getting better and better and better and better and better. So, don't say hope, say yes. Say, girl, did you not just listen to my lesson? So
We love
anyway.
Travis.
All right, yes. So thank you to our musicians. Thank you to Travis. Thank you to Robert Hensley. And thank you to all of you. And thank you to those of you online that are not only online, whether it's live or at a later date watching us, but we're patient in us getting that up and running today. And the baby Jesus is calling. The baby Jesus is saying, be beautiful. That's what you're here to do. Thank you all for being here so much. I invite you to close your eyes and just take in before we sing the song together, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Know that there's coffee and water and cookies outside, all right, for you all. As I extinguish this flame, you feel it light up within you. And in that place that it lights up is that deep place within you where the innermost circle, the circle of desire is. Allow yourself to know that it's a touchstone within you. And as you continue on the journey of your life, having had the seed of intention, of evolution and expansion and spiritual awakening planted in you today by your own choice, it's taking root, ready to make itself be made manifest through you. And should there be moments in life that you forget who you are, you remember that light's shining, ready to guide you on your path. So as we stand, if that feels comfortable, and sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth. The peace that we sing about is being made manifest, but it also references all the other qualities. And so it is.
Let there be peace on earth,
And let it be in
be with God as creator. Loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Oh, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Peace and blessings. Thank you.